Good afternoon, and firstly, thank you to everyone who watched my first sort of darts video that I did, which was, can I become a professional in 18 months? That is the challenge. So if anyone hasn't watched that one, I'm basically starting a journey to try and become a beginner to a pro in 18 months. That's when the sort of qualifying score is to play to become a professional. So yeah, January 2027, that is the goal. Can I become a professional by then? For those of you that haven't seen these before or don't know me, essentially, I used to be a player that was sponsored by a company called Unicorn, and they sponsored the best players in the world, like Phil Taylor, Gary Anderson, Raymond Bambano, Adrian Lewis, James Wade, the lot. They've literally had the best players in the world, and I used to be part of that stable in a thing called Generation 180, which you can see on my dart shirt here. So Unicorn used to make my shirts for me, they made my darts for me. Essentially, though, I gave up because I wasn't playing well. I wasn't good enough. I was struggling not to release the dart, but my actual follow through was shocking. And it's essentially a lack of confidence. So my mission is to try and get back to the top, try and see if I can relive those childhood memories again and realise my dream and become a professional darts player. So I've already made a couple of changes since the last video, so I'm going to quickly explain them now. And yeah, thankfully it's not too much. As I said, I don't want to change too much, but I've changed one thing. Now, as I was saying the other day, I was going to stick with the same darts and stems and flights for a little bit because ultimately I've not played for a long time and they're not really the problem. The problem is up here. However, I'm not happy with these stems. The reason that is, as you can see, they're metal stems. The problem with metal stems, unless you've got the little O-rings, the little rubber things, they keep wobbling and it's really, really bugging me. So I've put on some plastic green stems. I think they're Mission ones, which seem to lock in a little bit better. They fit without the O-rings, they don't wobble around. So I'm going to put the flights on these, and yeah, I hit a 180 with them yesterday. So yeah, I haven't put the flights on and they're on here still at the moment, but put the flights back on in a second. Playing really well with them. So fingers crossed, it's all going well now. I'm starting to play a little bit better now. I had a couple of days practice, but yeah, still way off what I used to be. Very inconsistent. So today I want to kind of look at my action a little bit more. So I'm going to look at a back shot, front shot, and then a side shot, and just see if there's any faults I can spot. I already know a couple of faults in my throw anyway, so we're going to have a look at that today, and then have a little go of the game and see if I improve my average from the other day. Let's get on with it. Now, I think one thing we need to say first is there's not one right way to throw. Everyone has different actions, from Luke Humphries, Luke Littler, Van Gogh. They all have different ways of throwing, and you know, as I said, it's what works for you. However, there are certainly things that can be wrong in actions that definitely don't help your game. And something I do, and I know this already, so I'm going to kind of explain it, is I've always thrown to the side of my head. And that means because I'm left-handed, my darts tend to veer off to the 5 a little bit. I don't tend to bring it back to the eye. Now, I can't blame glasses because when I started playing darts, I didn't wear glasses. I still did that. I think the issue is where I was young, I was trying to throw them at like a javelin, essentially to try and reach the board. So, yeah, let's have a look. Let's see how natural I look today, because there's other times where I look more natural now. It's all confidence again. Of course, for anyone watching these, if you can identify some faults from the throw as well, that would be great. But I'm going to just throw now. As I said, you're basically underneath the dartboard, and we'll have a little look later on and just see how it all looks. Right, let's give it a try. Well, I'm going to do 9 darts on each one, on each angle. That was 38 scored, by the way. Shocking. Oh. But I'm not too worried today about where they end up. The main thing is getting the action right, because ultimately that's going to take care of itself in the end. There's no point doing a terrible action because it will ultimately catch up with me before then. 85, right. Let's do behind me now. Okay, so a minute ago under the dartboard you were resting on an exercise mat. Now you're resting on basically an old PlayStation 2. So, right, I'm going to stand here this time so I can see my action a bit better. See how we go. See, I felt my arm go out then. Oh. 59, but that was not a 59 that you go 2020-19. 1 treble 18 and a 4. So yeah, not the I was aiming for treble 20, so yeah, not the way you should be going. Treble 20. 20. Oh, and a 1. See, I felt my arms sort of lock there on the release. I released it too early. Right, last 3. $41. So yeah, 41 scored there. Terrible scores, but as I said, I'm at the moment, I'm not trying to change anything. I just want to kind of see what I'm doing wrong, and then I can adjust it after before my game. So yeah, let's do the side shot now and see how my follow through is. You've rested on next size map, PlayStation 2. Now you're resting on my desktop screen. So, right, this is really just to see how my arm looks, because I think I may release it too early at times and release it there, whereas I want to have a proper, real smooth follow through. So let's see how we go. $21. I'm sure it's the pressure of being videoed, but I'm making myself worse at darts. I played better than this yesterday. 20. 20. See, those last 2 darts felt quite smooth. So maybe I'm just warming up. 18. 19. And 1. Right, let's have a look and see how I did. Yeah, it's kind of what I expected. In terms of what I saw there were 2 things I noticed that I didn't like. First thing is on my first dart, and the first dart, and anyone who plays darts will know is the most important. Basically, I do this. I almost throw it up, and then I do that motion, and then throw. And I don't really do that with the other 2. The other 2 just go naturally. So clearly what I'm doing is I'm almost pausing a little bit, and it's that pause I think is putting me off. It's not allowing that real clean follow through. So that's something I've noticed. The other thing is actually I line up quite nicely to start with, and then I sort of veer out. So I almost go like that, and that's why it's veering off to the 5. So what I want to do in a minute, I'm going to basically throw 9 darts, don't care how they go, but I just want to pull it back under the eye and keep that first dart as smooth as the others, because if you watch the top players, they're also basically silky smooth. They don't pause, they're really quick, and if they get that first dart in, the rest follow. So let's see if I can kind of break out of that habit, a habit I've been doing for a number of years, the pause and also just bringing it back to my eye. Don't really care. If I hit my glasses, I hit my glasses. It doesn't matter. I've hit my shoulder before where I've been thrown so wide. So yeah, let's see if I can address that quickly. This is going to go nowhere. Maybe I'll suddenly hit those scores now. Right. So no pause. Back to the eye. Oh, that's hard. Still feel like I'm going to the side. 26. Oh, treble 20. Treble 20. Oh. Okay, I've shocked myself there. I don't know how different the action looked, but second attempt at it, I've just hit a 180. I'm on a 9 darter. They're all thinking this is going to happen. 3 perfect darts. Here we go. Oh, right. Don't pause, Harry. Don't pause. Come on. Oh, treble 5. I felt my arm go out again there. 36. Right. I'm going to do 3 more. I went to the side there. It's so hard to tell myself that I can't do that. I still hit a bullseye last start. Right, let's do a sort of backward shot or behind shot again. Let's see if it looks any different. $140. Well, even though I still feel like I'm moving out at the end, I'm still on to hit some trebles. So maybe it's that small percentage is still making a difference. Maybe I'm still slightly nearer. Or 5. Oh wow, double 18. How have I hit a 180 and I've gone like 9 darts later, a 5, and then a double 18 going for treble 20? And I hit 140 a minute ago. This is where this comes into play. Right. Natural, just natural. Oh no, come on. 58. This is the most random mixed bag of darts I've been throwing. So anyway, let's have a little look at them. Let's see if I've addressed any issues, and we'll have a go against the bot again. Okay, so yeah, having a little look back there, the action's still not great. I think there's a little pause, but I can certainly address that. The one thing I'm really struggling with at the moment is to change basically pulling it back and then doing that. So I've got another idea which I'm going to sort of implement into this game, because I just think I'm worried about hitting the glasses. I'm actually going to start wider like this and just see. Okay, it's a little bit wide, but I know a player called Joe Cullen sort of throws quite wide as well. I reckon maybe if I just keep in a straight line, it won't matter so much. So that's what I'm going to try now. Stay out wide just to start with, and then just hopefully that just keeps the arm nice and level. Ideally, you bring it back to the face. But for the purpose of this, as I said, it's all about experimenting today. Let's see if that helps. Right, game of 201 against bot 12. I averaged 49, was it, or something last time? Shocking. Let's see if I can do a little bit better than that this time. Okay, so play computer. We'll do exactly the same as we did last time. So it's all set, it's all good to go. Game on. I'm going to start by throwing out wide. No pause. 45. That feels really weird.
You require 102.70. Harry, you require 146.
Now, I can't moan and say it's the computer putting me off or anything. I'm just throwing terribly. So I think for now, I'm just going to ignore that movement. I'm just going to try and get that first dart more natural. And let's just see if that helps, because I think it's putting me off. Oh, I'm just rubbish. That's all it comes down to. 23.
Game shot 2. Computer.
3-0.
Full flick. 100.
Oh, 35. I think one of the problems I've got
35.
is I'm almost
Computer.
throwing.
You require 101.53.
I think one of the issues I'm having is I'm almost looping them rather than throwing them as well. So I need a bit more aggression in the throw. So hopefully now I'm going to try with a bit more aggression with these ones. No. Right, well, I hit treble 18, but I was going for treble 20. So 90 scored. It's one of my highest scores so far. Oh, went double 19 to leave tops. Right, that's going to be game over.
20. Computer. Game. Shot.
5-0. That was much worse than last time. Let's have a look. Right, so there we go. A 43 average. That is shocking. I think where I was just trying to change my throw and not really aim, it certainly showed, and it didn't feel comfortable. So, yeah, maybe I still need to go back to my old habits, but I want to try and snap out of some of those things. I said there's a couple of things there I don't like with my throw. But maybe that pause at the start isn't a problem, but certainly throwing to the side is. So, yeah, certainly a work in progress. I don't think I'm going to be a professional in 18 months, do you? So, yeah, that's it for today. I think it's safe to say, absolutely shocking. I am terrible still at darts. I don't think 18 months is going to be enough to turn it around and relive the old days. But let's look at the positives. I did manage to hit a 180 today, and I do not know how. Yesterday I did as well, played terribly. Today I did play terribly. I managed to get it kind of on camera. So, yeah, very happy with that anyway. But there's no consistency, there's no form. And I think what was quite good, though, is a bit of an eye-opener for me. The darts feel comfortable in my hands. That's another positive. So there's two positives there. They don't feel uncomfortable. It's just getting the action right. I'm not so sure that pause maybe at the start is as big a problem as I think. I actually found when I went back to it at the end of that game, it felt more comfortable. but I do need to address the throwing to the side, a little bit, because putting it back there and then moving there is never going to lead to a straight dart. So we'll keep working at that. But again, it's all learning. So we're still learning in the process. And ultimately, there's going to be tougher times before the good times come. When it clicks, though, I'll be back to the good old days, and I'll ultimately become a professional in 18 months. Anyway, hope you enjoyed this one. If you've got any comments on what I need to do, what I need to improve, or any games I can play, I've got a few sort of games I'm going to play soon as well. 1-2-1s, Bob's 27. There's plenty, but if you can give me any tips for those of you that watch this, that'd be great as well. But yeah, hope you've enjoyed this one. Hope you're enjoying the journey so far, and we're going to do it. Catch you later.